Give me my theme music.
What's up, Buff Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly live for your post-game show. Yes, I am still here. As much as I didn't want to come live, I knew that you, the fans, would want to come in and air your grievances, talk about your issues with the game, with the team, with the coaching, with the players, all of that stuff. It's officially time for the end of the season crash out, as what we just witnessed was embarrassing. It was plain and simple. And of course, I have about 100 Nebraska fans in my mention because, you know, they celebrated their bowl game like it was the national championship game and getting to 7 wins on the season. But, you know, our 9 wins meant nothing because the Big 12 is a joke and us losing to BYU is a joke, or so they say. I will give all the props in the world, but again, we can't, it bites that we can't actually compare the two and say, okay, how does BYU match up against Nebraska? How does BYU match up against some of the other teams? Again, unfortunately, there was a 4-way tie at the top of the conference, and so we don't really know who or what or how to compare teams and skill and ability. Now, as for the actual game, I got it right for the most part. I said that while, yes, we have the playmakers, the trenches is where the issue is going to be. And that was a poor performance by the offensive line. Most of all, no, they're not even going to put that up. Most of all, it's just we definitely need some new offensive linemen. We need to clean house. Jordan Seaton's the only one that should be starting on this line next year. It's just plain and simple. Just no fight in there. Our guards are absolutely, and I'm going to come back to this comment because, again, we don't know what we're talking about here. We'll talk about it, but there's a lot to talk about, and already I'm seeing some dumb takes that we need to, you know, see about. It's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun stream. I hope enough people come in and start their trash talking comments because it's already starting. But the offensive line, absolutely terrible. Justin Mayers looked absolutely horrendous. Couldn't block any. I mean, it looked like last year's offensive line, if I'm being honest. They were missing assignments left and right, not picking up guys when it was obvious who was blitzing and coming in. That allowed no time whatsoever offensively. And yeah, before we knew it, it was 17-0, and we had been on the field once. Okay? 17-0, and we had been on the field once. So you could blame it on Shedeur. Yeah, was his play that he made where he lost 23 yards on the sack stupid? Yes. But you guys have also got to realize the score. And the only way we were getting back in that game is if we were scoring touchdowns. Once they got out to a big enough lead, everything is on us. The pressure is on the offense to produce, and he had somebody in his face literally all night. So there's that. I'm going to bring this comment up because it's the dumbest comment you can make. I'm sorry. Okay. And I've said this time and time again. Buffed Prime said it tonight. We could break down all the film in the world. That is not Pat Shurmur's offense. We ran the same offense we ran all year, which is Coach Prime's offense. Shador's offense, it's the same offense that they've been running the last couple of years. There's a lot of the same similarities. It is RPO. It is letting Shador control the line of scrimmage and play. It is what it is. The fact is that the offensive line gave no time. Guys, it's that simple. I know we want to blame Shador. We want to blame coaching. We want to blame anything. Go back and watch that game. I dare you. I don't know how many of you even finished the game because I see a lot of people saying they turned it off. You watch what happens with the offensive line every time. There is a free man running in every single play. Every single play. False starts on the offensive line constantly. When we do get plays, we get it called back because of a holding, because the offensive line cannot do anything except do that. And so that's bad. It's an embarrassment because the score does not reflect how the defense played. Let's be honest. When you get 4 turnovers? When you get that many turnovers, shouldn't you win the game? But, the offense just literally nothing. Nothing can go. Nothing can happen. I'm not putting this on the defense whatsoever, guys. I don't care. Okay, this one I can agree with this. Mayers and Tyler Brown absolutely were the worst players on that field tonight. Absolutely. And this is it. You don't know football if you think this team can compete with the best with this line. No, we can't. It needs to go. It needs to go. And in all honesty, guys, as crazy as this sounds, will Chauncey Gooden and Cardi Smith be as bad as the players we had on the offensive line tonight? Like, you have to actually try to be that bad. You guys tell me. Nope. We don't run the ball. Again, that's not his call. That's not his call, Tim. That's not his call. I'm just letting you know. That's not his call. At all. Yeah. We need an interior. We need a left and a right guard. Because if you don't remember, a number of plays came on the left side. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Justin Mayers, Tyler Brown, whatever the rotations were at one point, it is what it is. So, that's what's going on. It's what's going on. And here's the problem, Blackjack. You can't practice the offensive line. You just can't. You can do one-on-ones till the cows come home. If you don't know, honestly, I think part of it is a film thing. It has to be. Okay? It has to be. How are you not picking up your man correctly? How is that not happening? How are you that slow? And Tip, again, the defense wasn't the problem. If I told you guys, I want you guys to really answer this for me, okay? Answer this for me. If I were to tell you that at half, it would be 17-0, or no, I wouldn't say that, okay? I would say the defense allowed 17 points and had 3 turnovers. Would you take that from the defense? Please tell me. Because anybody that wants to blame the defense or what was being called or anything like that, especially when you guys think about the adversity the defense played into from the season. I mean, losing the heartbeat of your defense in Nakai Hill-Green, having to replace him and doing what you did. I mean, I can across the board. Chidozie, good. Cam Stillman-Craig, good game. DJ McKinney, good game. BJ Green, good game. Like he had the one play where we almost picked it off if Shiloh doesn't drop it. So it's just so bad. I mean, it just goes straight to the offensive line. It really, really does. It really does. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Bro, I'm an old school Buffs fan. I'm used to this. Absolute no pain. Hey, buddy, I know. Trust me. That's why I finished watching the game. I forced myself, Clockwork Orange style, to finish watching that game. Okay? I do. And here's the thing. When you say this, Paul, I get it. He's coached in what? Two or three bowl game championships. One of them went to overtime. They lost barely. So here's my question for you guys. And we're going to figure this out right now. Okay. Coach Prime now gets to coach without his kids here. We get to see what kind of coach Coach Prime really is. Okay? There's no more cater the offense around Shedeur. There's no more, keep Shiloh in there when he plays poorly. Let's be honest. Not tonight. I'm not saying that he played that poorly tonight. I will give him, he had a better game. He didn't have his worst. That's obviously Kansas State. But the fact of the matter still is, when he started playing bad in K-State game, he should have been pulled. You guys got to agree with me on that. So, that's where it's at there. So, that's what's going on. Jones, I'm going to let him tonight. Okay. It's crash out Saturday. You guys want to talk your ish in the chat? Go for it. Okay. I'll let it go for a little bit. And if I have to, I'll assign some mods and we'll go from there. But we're going to let it go for a little bit. Let's just go from the beginning. Okay. Let's start with the beginning. Okay. Great start to the game. Can we talk about that? We made BYU go off the field. We get the ball. We're driving down the field. We're running the ball. It looked good. We were gaining yards. And then we get stopped. We go for it on the 4th and 2. It's almost like that 4th and 2 was the game. Like when that happened, the game was over. We get that 4th and 2. Who knows? Maybe we get that momentum. Maybe it's fine. But, that's where it's at. So, that's where it was. Jasmine, it's not bad for the future. Trust me, it's not bad for the future. A lot of those guys that were there at that game, the freshmen, they're going to see that game and they're going to say that they can make a difference. Okay? Like, let's go to work tomorrow. Let's work on a game plan for next year. Let's cater an offense around Julian Lewis and do similar to what he did in high school as far as play style. We're going to be okay future-wise. Okay, so the 4th and 2 happens. We don't pick it up. We give BYU good field position. They march down the field. Decent plays, couple bad plays by the defense. They score a touchdown. We get the ball back, and we don't do anything with the ball. So now the defense is on their heels. They have gone on a super long drive. Okay? And now they have to go back out there. Okay? They have to go back out there and defend. And when we look at that, and we do that, so I'm going to go through here. I'm going play by play. So yeah, 4 and out to start. We go down 6 plays, 28 yards, slowly but surely. 4th and 1, and we throw a pass, which, by the way, I was screaming at my television screen, guys. I was screaming, why didn't Shedeur run the ball? Like, he had a lane, and he only needed 1 yard. He was going to pick it up. But he throws the weirdest pass to Will Shepherd, incomplete. Okay, BYU goes down 6 plays, 52 yards, a touchdown. We go 3 plays, negative 13 yards, guys, and punt it, giving BYU another good field position. And somehow, the defense holds steady. BYU goes for 7 plays for 8 yards, guys. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. The defense is not to blame, guys. The defense is not to blame at all. Just look at the way that it's set up, okay? It's 10-0. It's 10-0. Okay? That is when BYU does the onside kick, 10-0. And guess how that drive ends? Okay? 4 plays, interception. The defense makes up for the onside play. Looks great. Again, the defense has now done 2 really great drives, held them to a field goal, another, 1 bad touchdown. Okay? And then, of course, we get the really bad drive where we get an amazing play by Travis Hunter. We can't get any points. We have the weirdest sack in the history of mankind where Shedeur loses 23 yards and we miss the field goal. BYU gets the ball again. Guys, 6 plays, interception. 10-0. And the defense has 2 interceptions and has held them to 10 points. Okay? But we then punt the ball away and we allow a touchdown on the punt return. Game over. The game is over at that point. It's not coming back. The game is over there. They end up with another play right at the end because guess what? We go 4 plays, 14 yards, and punt yet again, and BYU gets a field goal before the half. So just think about this, guys. Think about this. The defense is not to blame. Okay? Don't nobody in the chat say the defense is to blame for this game. Because to me, just looking at that and seeing what's going on, the defense is doing its job. It's being put in bad positions. It's holding on. It's getting the offense the ball. The offense is doing nothing with it. Okay? Nothing. Then, of course, we start the second half with an interception. It's 20-0. We needed that. And BYU goes down and scores. It's over. It's over. We get a touchdown pass to Travis Hunter, the only guy that seemed to show up on offense. And then, what happens? We get an interception right back. Maybe we're back in the game. Again, the defense. Wait, how many turnovers do we have? 1? 2? 3? We have 4 turnovers? 4 turnovers? Well, if you count the 2-point conversion turnover, still. So it is right here. Defense played awesome. This is about the weakness of this team and Shedeur calling the plays. Weakness being the O-line and special teams. Thank you. Here is a reasonable person that gets what's going on. And again, it's what I said before the game. It's what I said in my pregame show. It's what I said midweek. It is the fact that the offensive line in the trenches were going to win or lose this game, and that was literally last year's offensive line all over again. There were players open, but we looked for Jimmy all game. We were just looking. We weren't looking at really anything. I'd like to go back and watch. I just feel like there wasn't enough time to even do anything back there anyway. And yeah, when you don't run the ball, when you don't hand it off in the RPO, are you ever going to bite on the RPO, guys? Please tell me. Please tell me. When Colorado all season long runs an RPO, but we never hand it off, why would you ever not pin your ears back and act like, we're gonna run the ball? Joe Kidd, it absolutely does. Here's the problem. We don't hand it off. They're RPOs. Every play is an RPO. We don't hand it off. He doesn't want to hand off the ball on the RPOs. It's been the season. I'll rip my hair out screaming it. Like, that's what we are. We were an RPO air raid offense that let the quarterback decide what he wanted to do. You know how you combat a terrible offensive line? You run the ball. You run the ball, you run the ball, you run the ball. You look at those first three. You look at those first three drives where we just went out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. If we just run every single play and go 3 and out, that still would set us up better in the future than what was happening. It would. It would. It isn't. It isn't. They know it's going to be a pass. The whole point of an RPO is it is a run-pass option, not a pass-run option. It's not a PRO. And it seems that's what we run. We run a PRO, and we let, Shedeur make the decisions on the field. We do. Well, look, no more Shedeur. No quarterback moving forward. We'll have as much control over the offense. Hope we look better next season. And Jordan, that's what I've been saying, like all offseason as we got Caden Salter, as we got Julian Lewis. I said, I'm going to give this team the benefit of the doubt for one more year. Okay. I want to see what this looks like post Shedeur. I do. I want to see what it looks like post Shedeur. And I want to see what happens. And what's hilarious is I'm getting a ton of like Nebraska fans that say, okay, the season's over. Because the program is over because Colorado's losing Shedeur and Travis. Travis is the big loss here. Shedeur's a great quarterback. But I think we can be better with a more balanced offense going into next year. The talent's going to be there. We know that. As Buffs fans, let's just say that, okay? We know that. We do. Yeah, Joe Kidd's got it. We have no tight ends, no fullback, piss poor offensive line. This team cannot run the ball. Yeah, we can't. We can't. We don't even try, though. We don't even try. That doesn't help either. What really hurt us was no Harrison, Dylan Edwards. I mean, we needed a tight end. I don't know why we didn't do anything there. Salter and Lewis would have got killed tonight behind that line, even if Andy Reid was calling the plays. I don't think they drop back as much if either of those guys are there. I don't. I think the play calling is very, very different. Very, very different. Oh, yeah, Mike, trust me, I know. Oh, so their reasoning tonight for why they're talking crap to me on social media is that the Big Ten is the greatest league ever, and their 7 wins is better than our 9 wins. Okay? Us being tied for first in the Big 12 because they say the Big 12 is a G5 terrible league. That's their whole point, which I just laughed. I just laughed. Buffs will be fine. No need to bash them. They had a great season. They did. Hey, we're happy. It's just not a good way we wanted to end it. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, UCF was the only game this year where it somewhat looked like Pat Shurmur's off. I don't even think then, Jordan. I really don't. I'm telling you, go look at Pat Shurmur coach teams. We have not seen it once. Okay. I'm telling you, Pat Shurmur's normal offense is under center. It is play action. It is not RPOs. That is a college setup. And I don't know who made that decision to go that way because, again, it's what they've been playing, by the way. It's what they played last year. It's what they played at Jackson State. Like, same thing. Same thing. Oh, man, guys. Again, sorry, there's just so many comments. If you really want me to read your comment, I know it's tough on tonight. Super chat, I will do it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh. Okay. BYU coach played Prime like a fiddle. He tried to run up the score. I don't think he tried to run up the score. I think he did what he needed to do. He could have run it up even more than it was. I think what happened was they were very creative in their play calling. I absolutely loved what I saw from BYU. It was constant creativity. They kept Colorado on their heels, both defensively, both offensively at times. And so, that's where it's at. Next season schedule is tough, make or break. It is, but I like our non-conference better than this year. Yes, Georgia Tech won't be a walk in the park. However, it's in Boulder. If it was in Georgia Tech next year, I would feel a little different. But the other two games should be cakewalks. I'm going to say it now. And if they're not, yeah, the season's over, guys. We need to come out of there and not have any issues. Okay? We cannot. 2-1 or the season's over. At minimum, 2-1 or we can write off the season already. Need them dogs at O-line. Yeah, we do. Said during the offseason that it was still Sean Lewis's playbook. I mean, and let's be honest, I don't know if it was Sean Lewis's playbook. The part that Sean Lewis brought was the fast offense. He wanted to play fast. They didn't change the scheme. They just changed the speed at which we were doing things and the way we were doing those stuff. It is what it is. Time to move forward. We'll see how we build from here. It sucks to lose, but still progress. Agreed. You know, it's one night, guys. Let's use this night. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about what we want to see. And yes, tomorrow we press forward, guys. We look to next year. We look to the new roster of players that we are getting. We look at the skill and abilities that we have coming, and we move on. We press on, and we see what's going to happen. And maybe we can finally shut some fans up when Coach Prime comes back to coach. Okay. Does this game motivate Coach Prime to hit the transfer portal harder? I think it does. I think he knows what we need. I think he knows even more now. And I think he's going to focus on that now. He focused on a quarterback for the longest time, guys. Quarterback was our main goal. We've got the quarterback for next year. And so I think that tonight they're going to see what's happening. And I guarantee you, Coach Lodeholt's going to say it too. Coach Lodeholt's going to say, we need guys. We need some more guys in the interior. It cannot just be Jordan. We need experienced guys. So when the second wave of the portal comes, we need to be after every top offensive lineman hard. Yeah. Mike Greenberg, very good. Yep. BYU had the better personnel and game plan. They did. Appreciate you average highlights, by the way. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Always nice on a night like tonight to get those. BYU did play, like I said, across the board. They looked great. TZ, BYU took advantage of CU's faults we had all season. Backs out of the backfield, crossing routes. Yeah. But even then, again, defense did a pretty good job adjusting. Again, I'm not going to go that much further. Shedeur literally got sacked 40 times, and I blame it on him. Drop back on these yards, holds the ball too long, slow quarterback. We need to see another quarterback play for real. Watch how different it is next year. It's like I said, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that things can improve. I don't think people on the outside are going to think they can because they don't pay attention to the ins and outs of what we've seen as far as how one-dimensional this team is and how much it is Travis and Shedeur. And so I do. I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. We can have this conversation 1 year from today. We can have the conversation, guys, of did we see a different team or was it the exact same team that we had with Shedeur at quarterback? That's going to be my question. Yeah. Seaton's a freshman playing as an NFL player. We talked about this, guys. I talked about this at the beginning of the season, okay? If you're newer to the channel, let me just tell you, we talked about this so many times. Jordan Seaton exceeded all expectations, guys. This was the type of night that I expected him to have on occasion, and he hadn't. He didn't. Literally, his worst game of the season comes now. I'm not worried about that. Relax, guys. He is a freshman who, yes, was going up against a top NFL draft pick. He is. The BYU kid is getting drafted, guys. Probably in the top 2 rounds. So we got to give him his leeway. Just like next year, if Julian Lewis is our quarterback, we've got to understand what's going to happen. There's going to be growing pains that happen. Okay? I keep telling you, you play too much. Worried about SeaWorld instead of the game. Well, BYU is at SeaWorld too, Kenyon. I don't know if you know that. They were literally there with CU at the same time. Can't expect the defense to be perfect when we are significantly losing the time of possession. They did what they could all season long. Robert Livingston is the MVP of the season, okay, when it comes to coaches. Robert Livingston, MVP. The defense did unbelievable. Cam Stillman-Craig better be drafted, dang it, and he better be a top draft pick. By that, I mean like top 3 rounds at minimum. He deserves it. He deserves it. CU Buffs, that's what happens, okay? It's a big loss. It's only going to blow up, okay? We're only halfway through. We're up to 300 viewers at the same time. It's going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. Now, overall, the defense played great. I'm just saying those two things have a lot of yards and field position. Yeah, I get it. That's right, Big T. I agree with you. I don't think Pat was calling plays. Yeah, we can talk about that. Aurelius, piece of the fam. We needed to take what was there, forcing the pass, but great year anyway. Yeah, it's a great comment. Keith coming in as always clutch with the $4.99 super chat. Can't play man-to-man defense, though, the whole game. Again, I don't think we could have got burned on that. Yes, I do agree on that. BYU missed some plays, but hey, I am not going to fault. I am not going to fault the defense tonight, guys. Yeah. 4 takeaways. 4 takeaways. No, Allie, we are in what's called the dead period right now. The portal is still open, I believe. Let me double check the exact date. But we're in the dead period because of Christmas week. So nobody could go on visits. So the winter transfer window will close December 28th. So we've got today the portal closed. Okay. Not so fast though. Okay. Not so fast. Just an FYI, it's not the firm deadline. That's when you have to submit your paperwork. So what could happen is we could see more players hit the portal. They just haven't put their paperwork in for spring. Okay. Not to mention, and based on this too, the compliance departments have 48 hours to process a player's paperwork. So players will be entering the portal the next 2 days. You'll see that happen at the end. Okay. CU's defense did make some great plays, but that offense Yep. We can say that all night. Got to get to that. Absolutely. And again, appreciate you guys with the super chats. Thanks on that. CU always struggles out of the bye week. They had too much time off. I said that. I said I wondered if that was going to hurt them in pregame. They never played well after the bye. Never seemed to be the proper focus of it. Not prepared right. Just unfortunate how that happens. I think the offense will be better under a different quarterback. Yeah, I would have loved to see Travis come back. Can you imagine Travis in a different offense where we're not forcing the ball down his throat, but, putting him in situations to make plays? Guys, you have to remember they're playing against 5th and 6th year seniors. Yeah, we can't forget, guys. Just FYI, a lot of BYU players are very old. They are very old. So the Big 12 is on the same level as the Big 10. I disagree. From top to bottom, the Big 10 is better than the Big 12. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. I don't think the bottom is. No way. No way. No way. But bowl players get 5 days after the game. Thank you, Big TZ. That's what I figured. So we're going to see more stuff happening. Dre, that's not happening. We're not seeing a Max Exodus from Colorado. Not at least players that are going to matter. Okay. We gotta relax. Spring is where we lost all our key players last year. Who did we lose? We lost Dylan Edwards. That was it, guys. That was it. We did not lose our entire roster last spring. Okay? We lost Dylan Edwards, and that was it. NFL copy and paste. Shurmur-led offenses haven't been all that impressive. In his 9 seasons offensive coordinator and head coach, Shurmur has been in the top 10 of offenses twice. Okay, I know, but that wasn't his offense. Again. We can keep talking about that. Big 10 is only 2 teams. Allie got it. BYU is full of grown men in their 30s. Yep, Aurelius got that too. The offense being our weakness this season was definitely not on my bingo card. Happy for the 9 wins, but a little disappointed in the offense this year. Yeah, Jordan, I mean, going back to the beginning of the season and thinking about what this season was supposed to be and what was going to happen, I definitely thought that it was going to be a high-flying offense, and the defense was just going to have to do enough to get us wins. And what ended up happening was the opposite. We lived and breathed on our defense, making plays and doing things, and our offense, finding points here and there. But were we ever really like fully dominant from start to finish in a game offensively? I mean, Oklahoma State, was that it? Was that it? BYU exposed exactly what the problem was. They did what Nebraska did to us, which was the blueprint. Again, it's been the thing the whole season. When you don't run the ball, and I don't mean you are successful at running the ball, guys. I don't mean that. Because the fact is, you can't be successful if you don't run the ball at all. And when you don't run the ball out of the RPO, ask any football player, are they going to fall for the RPO? The whole point of the RPO is to take what the defense gives you and use whatever plays open. If they bite on the run, you throw it. If they're not biting and they're coming at you hard, blitzing, and you can get the run going, run. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that at all. I had to shake my head on the play. Travis had 4 players around him. That meant someone was open. Yeah, that was forcing it to him. That was forcing it to him. This was a Heisman campaign offense. That was the goal. 4 turnovers and no points from it. There you go, Antonio. Great comment. Great comment of the night. This is what we're talking about. Any team that gets 4 turnovers and gets nothing out of those turnovers is ridiculous. Ridiculous. The blueprint was formed in 2023 against Oregon. I can't disagree with that. Nothing really has changed. Nothing really changed. Okay, what's set? Colorado was the best team they played all year. I mean, that's up for Kyle Wilton. Sorry, I'm just a loud person. I really am. This isn't even me yelling. I'm just a loud person. I got a very loud projecting voice. Sorry if I'm blowing your ears. What's up, bruh? Byron Gray. Appreciate you coming in. It was people open all game. We didn't play as a team. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much to say, guys. So much to say. We'll continue going over this. Want to talk about some of the stats and the box score of what's going on. Let you guys know, of course. So Jake Retzlaff, listen to this, guys. Again, this is where I keep diving into the stats, and it just shows you that the defense played a really good game. So Jake Retzlaff, the quarterback for BYU, 12 completions on 21 attempts, 150 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And you even look at the BYU rushing. It wasn't like they got a ton of yards, guys. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. If you read these stats, wouldn't you say that we won the game? Okay, no passing touchdowns. LJ Martin, who supposedly best player of the game, 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jake Retzlaff, 29 yards. Sion Moe, 25 yards and a touchdown. So rushing, BYU went for 180, 3 touchdowns, and no passing touchdowns. So 21 points, right? Wrong. When you get the punt returns, when you get the field goal kicks, like, that adds up. That adds up. It's just crazy, guys. It's just crazy. And then the amount of sacks that BYU had, they ended with only 4 sacks, by the way. Didn't feel like it, did it? 4 sacks. 4 sacks, 2 turnovers. And, that's kind of where it's at. Whereas Colorado, Shador Sanders, though, only went 16 of 23, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And then here's where the running is bad. 19 attempts. 19 attempts. Oh, by the way, who was our leading attempt getter? Shador Sanders, but that's the college game. Michael Welsh went for 5 carries for 25 yards. Can anybody do the math for me? Michael Welsh was going for how many yards a carry? How many yards a carry? Michael Welsh was averaging 5 yards a carry, guys. Why aren't you handing the ball to him? Why aren't you handing the ball to him? Why aren't you handing the ball to him on 4th and 1 to start the game? Yeah, Antonio, you get it. Shador pulled the ball 80% of the time trying to hit big plays instead of taking what the defense gives him. That's where our running game is. Yep. He would have helped, but again, I don't think it's on the defense. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I really did. 21 points is not bad, guys. I'm telling you. 21 points off of touchdowns plus the field goals, I guess, which was what, 9 points off of field goals? What was their field goal kicking? Yeah, 9 points off of field goals. That's pretty good as a defense. You'd take that. Something I heard earlier elsewhere, which is very unusual and unique. When Shador and Travis are drafted, they will be wealthier than many players on their NFL team without any NFL money. That's true. A lot of college players will, in all honesty, if you think about it. BYU had more players on our side of the 50 than we had all game. Yep. Got to let the game come to you. Can't force it. Yep. Why we don't give him the ball on 2 and 3 on the 5-yard line. That same one. That drive that Travis got us in. Why do we not have Micah come in and just run the ball down the throat? We had a chance for a first down. We didn't even need to get in the end zone. And we didn't. I knew Mata was missing that kick. I did too. It was out of his range. It was literally out of his range. Which is why we needed a field goal kicker. I'm sorry, but Mata can kick extra points next year. And he can kick kicks inside the 30. We need a kicker. Run the ball. We need more offensive, defensive line. Dogs. Shador played like hot garbage today. Cam is better. Cam had a better game overall. He also sat for half the game, and his team lost. So, depends on who you want. Shador did not need to play in that game. Shador could have come out of that game when it was out of reach. Shador could have come out of that game after he got hit a number of times and almost got injured. I will give that to Shador over Cam Ward. Shador is tougher. I mean, way too early. It depends on how we finish out the portal. Because here's the thing. When it comes to this team next year, I know a lot of people are going to want to say Big 12 championship, playoff, or bust. If we have to rely on a lot of the freshmen that we brought in, I would be happy with kind of a repeat 7-8 wins. You know, not stepping back too much, but what I want to see is just the type of play that we have. I want to see a more balanced offense. I want to see a running back go for 1,000 yards. Would be amazing. So, yeah. And this is the point. Cam had all day to throw. He had all day to throw. Who's better between Cam and Shador? The NFL will tell. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Shador was rusty enforcing tonight. I understand. Yeah, guys. I mean, that's where we're at. It is what it is. Rest of the stats, of course, Travis Hunter, 106 yards and a touchdown. LeJontay Wester, 51 yards. Dallin Hayden, 38 yards. He was our third leading receiver. Jimmy Horn, 4 catches, only 7 yards. Will Shepard, 1 catch for 4 yards. Savell Smalls, 1 catch for 2 yards. Draylon Miller, 1 catch for no yards. Not good. And I don't get what we were doing. We weren't playing, like, I just don't get it. Cam was literally just, he was standing back there and just lightly floating balls in like it was nothing. NFL will coach 2 out of holding the ball long. Here's the thing, though, and this is why I think that Shedeur will be the top pick, and Shedeur will have more early success. Shedeur knows how to take a hit. Shedeur knows how to be tough. Whatever team he goes to, guys, is going to be a top team in the draft, meaning that they are a terrible NFL team. And what have we learned over the years when terrible NFL teams draft a top-rated quarterback? Most of the time, they get their careers ruined because of injuries, because of getting absolutely murdered behind the line of scrimmage, because of having no time back there. The fact of the matter is, Shedeur's used to it. He's going to go to the next level and be just fine. Cam Ward has had all the time in the world to just sit back there and pick defenses apart. Can Cam Ward throw an accurate ball? Yes. Can Cam Ward throw the deep ball? Yes. Can he read a defense? Yes. But what happens when Cam Ward does not have any time in the pocket? The NFL will show us. Because Shedeur is already used to this. And if you look at this offensive line and tell me that the NFL offensive line that Shedeur plays in behind next year isn't better than what we have right now, and he'll at least be touched less, just saying. We want to have that. We want to have that debate here tonight of whether or not Shedeur is going to succeed at the next level. I think it's a long list of reasons of what happened this season and tonight. My main thing is going to be 2 things. When he gets to the NFL, he's not going to get to call the shots. When he gets to the NFL, he's going to have a little bit more time. Those 2 things, I think, are going to help Shedeur out in his NFL career. I do. And in all honesty, Cam Ward reminds me of Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams doing decently well stats-wise, but not winning games. So there's that. Parker fried us. Where's Parker? I don't see him. Don't know what he said. Hunter Studios in production. Shedeur was greedy tonight. What's the point of a hot check down if you're not going to use it? Play calling was atrocious. Next year when you saw a running back and run game, has to have 1,000 yards. Yeah, we talked about that. Again, it's the RPO, guys. Go look at it. When you don't hand the ball off in the RPO, that's what happens. CU spent way too much time on press runs this off month versus BYU, who probably really honed in. We simply outcoached. That could be too. This guy doesn't understand that college football is merely entertainment, and the teams in the conferences with the bigger contracts will always be at the top. Colorado got their in the trenches. BYU did get a great job. Shedeur is still a top quarterback in the draft. Cam quit. Trust me, teams are going to take note of that happening. Okay, 0 to 60. We'll come back to this if you think that Shedeur will be a bust. They didn't prepare well. I watched their practices leading up to today. Very well could have happened. Hard to figure that out. Offensive play calling is trash. Adjustments were trash tonight. Defensive adjustments were 0 as well. Again, I'm not going to put any blame on the defense. They did really good. Cam had nothing else to prove. Deion left Shedeur in the game to stat pad. Shedeur stayed in that game to stay in that game. I guarantee you he had an option. What is he stat padding for? At this point, what does it do? Because the rhetoric was that Travis and Shedeur were stat padding for the Heisman. The Heisman's over. And nobody's looking at stats from this game and saying, oh, that's the number 1 quarterback. Just like we're saying that I don't think Cam Ward's game tonight tells you everything you need to know that he's automatically the number 1 pick over Shedeur. Sorry, he didn't stat pad. Look at his stats tonight. If he had a left, he'd probably been fine. We need to pay for some players in the inside line. I enjoy watching the season, but we need some inside guys for sure. Sharon, you were absolutely right. Absolutely right. Oh, here we go. Danny coming in. Preparation and the distractions leading up to the game without bowl game experience played a lot in the loss, along with not having a run game all year. I'd agree with a lot of that. But you got to remember, we got to prepare, I think, differently because BYU had the same distractions to a point. They did. Same pressers. They went to SeaWorld, okay? I saw somebody earlier say, oh, Colorado was more focused on SeaWorld than they were the game. BYU was there at SeaWorld the same time. So, but yes, BYU was way better prepared. They were, here's my question for you guys. And I want someone to answer this for me, okay? Appreciate, again, the super chat, Danny, for $5. But I want to bring up a point I think that could make everybody here. Oh, I'm not. Don't worry, buddy. He can keep going. I'm not going to block him. We're not blocking people tonight. Go ahead. You got to really try if you want to get blocked. Okay, so let's think about a play during the game. You guys tell me. I'm being serious. Please, somebody comment on this. Would Shedeur Sanders allow for a play call like what BYU did in the red zone, where they brought in their backup quarterback, Jerry Bohannon, and they did the reverse pass that Bohannon threw an interception? Wasn't the red zone, sorry, but he threw the interception. Please tell me, would in any world Shedeur have been fine with that play call? And if your answer is no, he would not have, then that tells you everything you need to know about what's going on with our offense and our play calling and who has the final say. Because Jake Retzlaff was fine with that play call and taking the ball out of his hand and letting the backup quarterback, who, by the way, they even said on the broadcast, had only thrown like 5 times. And you want to do that in a bowl game? I mean, you guys are here. No. Shedeur would allow it, but we mad if it didn't work. I mean, we never get to call another play. Oh, he could have changed his offense. He didn't. I mean, he doesn't have final say, guys. He doesn't have final say. Shedeur took a 23-yard sack. Yeah, that was pretty bad. See, agreed. It's all you need to say. Who cares? Not his call. He's not the coach. It is a lot of his call. What do you think an RPO is, guys? Do we not know what an RPO is? Hunter's electric. Yeah, we could say that. He would maybe allow Travis, but nah. And maybe if it was throwing it to Shedeur. Maybe. Well, dang, the answer's the question to our offense this year. Jake had to go and prove he could throw more interceptions. I do love that. Risky call from BYU, but they also played this game like they had nothing to lose. Agreed, Hunter. I loved it. The onside kick, the other trick plays they ran. It was unbelievable. Unless he is hurting in a stretcher. What happened to the Hill guy, the inside guy named, he went to Alabama? Oh, Nikai Hill-Green. We're not losing all our inside players. We just lost one linebacker. I don't know what happened there. From everything we've heard, he got offered a lot of money to go to Bama. 90-plus sacks in the last 2 years, many of them on his own making. He has to be able to play on schedule in the NFL. I hope he can. But Shedeur is far from a safe bet. 70% of first-round quarterbacks fit. Kevin, that's... See, this is an actual logical take. I appreciate you, Kevin, because I get it. Yes, 70% of first-round quarterbacks do not develop. Could that easily be Shedeur? Yes, just based off that. I still feel like, because of what we've seen in moments, that he can succeed at the next level. I think... And I'm being just 100% honest, guys. And again, I love Coach Prime, and I am fully behind the Buffs, and I want Coach Prime here forever. I think that it is going to benefit Shedeur being coached by somebody else next year and having somebody else calling the shots. I do. I really, really do. I was just joining the chat, and it's apparent to me you should just shut this thing down and go to bed. Nothing positive is going to happen tonight. Hey, Jay Brock, we're starting to wind down. We're fine. We're fine. You're okay. let's be honest. Colorado defensive coordinator showed his inexperience tonight. Okay, George, we've already talked about this. The defense was not the problem tonight. Literally not the problem tonight. 4 turnovers, George. 4. And guess how many points Colorado got off those 4 turnovers? 0. How is the defense supposed to do anything about that? Sanders, not being a team player, runs in their DNA. No, not true. Let's not do that. Same could be said about him handing the ball off. He has the final say on that. Exactly, that's what an RPO is. We can laugh about this. We're going to get better for sure. I'm going to miss these dudes, though. Thank you, buddy. Let's talk about that. Let's move on, okay? Let's move on. Let's move on, and let's talk about the players. The players on this team, okay? We just witnessed one of the greatest seasons in college football history for an individual player. We witnessed the second defensive player, full-time defensive player in college football history to win the Heisman Trophy. We got to witness some of the greatest moments of Travis Hunter ever. And we got to witness it all in him in the black and gold. So no matter what happens, I'm happy that we got to experience that. I said that from the beginning, enjoy the ride, enjoy what happens, because we'll probably never see that again. Very likely never see that again. So, that's a big props. That's a big props. Cameron Silman-Craig. Let's just talk about Cam Silman-Craig. He is everything and the heart and soul of that defense. He is an unbelievable player who works his butt off, plays an unbelievable style back there, unbelievable game, made so many big plays this year, guys. And, that's where we're at. So I appreciate Cam. I appreciate, what he provided for us. I appreciate what the receivers provided for us this year. LeJohntay did great, taking a back seat. And he did. He took a back seat, guys. He was the top receiver, one of the top receivers when it comes to, what's going on. And he came to Colorado, took a back seat to Travis Hunter, was fine with what happened, and did exactly what he needed to do. Okay. So, that's what's happening right now. So there's that as well. Excited about that. Yeah. Little Bucket. I get it. Yeah, Russ, we're not. There's just a couple people that are. Yeah. Miller and McNeil, what happened? They didn't play. Draylon did. He didn't see the ball very often. Amari McNeil was hurt. He did not dress. Get a better O-line. Get rid of Shermer. No, we're not getting rid of Shermer. I was wondering, is the only O-line guys we have? Well, we'll see. So fire coaches every offseason. Exactly. We're not. Okay. That Coach Barry, thank you. Thank you, God, for coming in here. Coach Barry, I appreciate your comments, and you're right there with me. No, that is not Pat's offense. You're right. Shedeur needs to be coached by somebody else. Yeah. Pat Shurmur will be in the offseason on the hot seat after next year. Give him a year of him calling the shots. Okay? Give him a year of him calling the shots. So Cam stepped up against actual competition along with some of the other defenders. These are your real ballers. Yeah, Cam did great. Cam did unbelievable. Cam has heart. Cam is the man. Wester open all season. Yeah, might as well call him 24/7. 7-11, baby. Open all the time. Almost muted myself accidentally. I hope someone Craig can get drafted in second round, third round. He has heart, and because of the knowledge of the game, he can make up for the lack of size in the next level. I hope so. I think a team's going to get something special with him. I really do. Once Pat can implement his offense next year, I know CU football team is about to go to the moon with Caden Salter, a running and throwing quarterback with their outstanding wide receivers. We're going to be nice. Let's get creative next year. Too much blaming coaches and game plans. It was the offensive line. Nothing was going to work, guys. This needs to be addressed in a big way. Yep. That's right. Let's see. Yeah. Cam Ward did quit in his team. They did not win that. No, I didn't mute myself. I almost did. Woohoo! That would have been fun. Do you think Shedeur was possibly concussed? Something to consider. Had a few hard hits. I mean, he could have been at some point this season. We know how football players are. You know, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. These folks not understanding. That wasn't Pat calling the shots. Pat agreed to let Shedeur do his thing this year, and then in 2025, Pat will take full control. That's what Coach Lewis refused to accept. Yeah, I think that's why Lewis is gone. I really do. Pat is fine. That was twos last year. Of course, they were going to feature him. Shedeur making adjustments. The line agreed. Wester open on slants all day. Guys, yep. I believe Caden Salter will expand our offense and run game next year for sure. I think so too. Yep, we're going to be more balanced. See, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. To the person that said nothing good can come of tonight, I think we're seeing it right now, okay? It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, he very well could. We won't know. We won't ever know. I don't know, though. I just think he just didn't have time to do anything back there. I thought he was concussed in that first scramble, which is why I think he didn't look to run anymore, hence the fourth down play. Teasy, that could be right. So, Genetra, you could be right. You guys could be right. We do. Yep, we're going to get some more guys in the transfer portal. Agree with the Pat Shurmur take. Let him take control. I hope kids will listen and show flashiness as well. Yes. Question. Have we had a 100-yard game this year for the running backs? I don't say you fire Flea. How do you have a 100-yard game or plus if you don't get handed the ball, guys? Like, tell me that, please. Like, I'm going to take a look at the stats, by the way. I'm going to look at our stats this year for running backs. Let's see where we're at. So the most carries went to Isaiah Augustov, 82 carries total. 82 carries total, guys. He held a 4.5 average per carry. That is a good running back. Micah Welsh, 38 carries, averaged 4.2 yards a carry. Okay? That is fine. So I don't think it's the running backs themselves. We never handed the ball off. Prime State of NFL teams seeking to draft Travis. Don't commit to him playing both ways, and he's going to advise him to return to see for his senior season. We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Travis wants to do it. I don't think he's going to be like Shedeur, where Shedeur got told by Prime that you're coming back. I think, yeah. We relying on freshman O-line next year. We need high production O-line. We're about to see the same stuff. We'll get more guys. We need to go through this. Maybe this will light a fire for what's next year. New journey, new wins. Julius, I think you're right. What we learned from the Nebraska game at the beginning of the year, we made some changes. We looked better. What we learned from this game is we need a new line. We need a new offensive line, and I believe that Coach Prime is going to take this, the coaching staff's going to take this, and they're going to say, hey, we need to spend money. We need to spend money on this line right now. Are there more? Okay, so just win. We'll see more portal players here in the next few days. We'll see more portal players over the next few weeks. Plus, we have the spring portal. We will be heavy on O-line. You watch. We will. Just watch. All the same next year talk from CU Loyalists. Transfer portal, run the ball. O-line was terrible, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but Barnett, did we win 9 games? If we had done 4-8 again, then 100%, you'd be right. But the fact is, the team did improve. The offensive line, as bad as this sounds, did improve. And we'll see. Again, we had the same quarterback. We had the same system as last year. Who thought, like, in all honesty, we wanted to run the ball more as fans, but it was never going to happen. It was never going to happen. Xavier Lucas, cornerback, Wisconsin, refusing to release him to the transfer portal. That's interesting. Wisconsin running back planning to enter the transfer portal. Low bucket, we don't know that for a fact, and very well we could see that change as a result of this game. The NFL will definitely be missed. The young guys will have to mature a little faster. I think so, but I think we've got some leaders coming in. I think Caden Salter will be a good voice in the locker room. The fact that he's going to high school players' games to watch him when he supported Gibson, the fact that he came early as a transfer, which, by the way, no transfers do that, just so that he could practice with the team a little bit, tells me a lot about who Caden Salter already is, guys. In all honesty. Let's see. I get it. Hey, I was born in it. Okay. Molded in it. The losing. This is nothing, guys. This is nothing. I can be mad. Yeah, I think there could be. I do. Again, I think it's going to be good. Coach Prime needs to stick around. Coach Prime needs to coach without his kids around, I think, to prove everybody what's going on. And I think he will. I really do. I really, really do. Benson was hurt. He stayed back. He was not there. Seeing some other questionable portal pickups. I don't know what we're saying. Exactly. That's where we're at. I mean, hey, Chauncey Gooden's not that far off from that. Just FYI. 9 games on a weak schedule. See, you didn't beat any ranked teams. Hunter's gone to the NFL. It's over. Okay, whatever. You play what you got. This whole schedule thing is so stupid and just ignorant. Okay? Yeah, would have made it a great season. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, Mekhi Hughes, if we can get him, that's going to be a massive. Also, that would be a massive showing of what type of team we will be in next year. Because if that happens, you cannot tell me that getting Mekhi Hughes does not mean that we're not running the ball more. Yeah. Caden Salter is a leader. Troy, exactly. I'm excited to see him. Let's see. Coach Barry, appreciate you coming in again with a super chat on the Mekhi Hughes. I have a video on Mekhi Hughes and what he looks like. Awesome running back. Top running back. In the portal, he is the 3rd overall portal player, period, this cycle, guys. This cycle. And that's on 3, which we know how on 3 likes to evaluate players. So, Mekhi Hughes definitely needs to be the target for us. Carter just does. We do have enough money, guys. It's not that. It is not that. Yes, we do. We have, trust me, we have enough in the NIL. Yeah. Let them go their separate ways. Let his kids go their separate ways. Let them do their thing. He's raised them. He's, prepared them for this. Let them go. And Prime, let you do your thing here. Okay? Let's see what it looks like. At least a year to see what that looks like. We're having a new kicker. We got a really good kicker in the portal, Sharon. We got a really good kicker in the portal. Yeah, that's why I like Salters for next year. Juju's going to be great, but I believe it's going to be a Nico at Tennessee situation, sit 1 year, get in the CFP the next. I agree, Julius. I think you're right. I do. I think that could very well happen. Yeah, we don't talk about the SEC cupcake games against junior high teams. No, Machan, didn't you know? Their, 3-loss teams are better than anyone. Didn't you know that? Okay. Sounds of Bliss, you're banned. We don't talk about Travis's girlfriend situation. Okay? That's where we're at. Okay, you're going in timeout. We don't bring up that stuff in the chat. That's where I'll draw the line. I'm getting it from Nebraska fans on social media. They're making all of the girlfriend jokes. That's just ridiculous. Travis doesn't deserve any of that. You guys need to back off. Okay? Oh, I think the kids want to play at CU even if they didn't. Money lack. Yep, coaching staff's good. But we don't lack in money, guys. I'm telling you, we don't lack in money. Salter will be a running back, quarterback threat alone. Plus, we're going to get Mekhi Hughes to go with Welsh. Mekhi in the running back and Welsh. I would love a Mekhi Welsh 1-2 punch. I think that would be unbelievable. I think Salter at quarterback would be unbelievable. We could be much more balanced. You take all the playmakers we have, guys, and things that we could do with that offense. Think of the reverses, the different play calling you could do with Draylon and Cam and Gibson, plus the outside guys with Joseph and, with Omarion coming back. Guys, it's going to be just fine. It's going to be just fine. Yes, Big T's. Yeah, trust me. The one thing I will not let you guys do. Julius, we don't know. I will say I did notice today, by the way, guys, that KC on 3, they have him at a 51% Alabama, 49% Colorado projection. So we're still in it, I guess. If we add him, great. But I don't know. I don't know. At the beginning of the year, wasn't you all saying how Offerdahl was going to ball out? I think it was a joke. I don't think anybody said Offerdahl was going to ball out. Actually, most of us were mad that he was starting. I agree. I think the culture in the locker room will improve. Lines were blurred. BYU's good. But what concerns me is the NFL's no joke. Shedeur will get smashed out there. Hopefully, that will coach him up good. Caleb Williams is supposed to be good, too, and he's a bust. I don't think he's a bust, Michelle. I think that people are looking at the win-losses because just an FYI, okay? Caleb Williams' stats this year, please tell me. Please tell me. Does this sound that bad? 3,393 yards, 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Could be a lot worse. Plus, it's his first year. I'm not a Caleb Williams fan, by the way. I thought he shouldn't have been the top pick. But, we can give up on Concepcion. He's going to Bama. That's what I thought. Draylon can do it all. Yeah, we're gonna have to give it back to him in Boulder next year. We're gonna have to give it back to him. If it's an NIL battle, let him go. Yeah, I agree. We're fine. We don't need any more receivers, really. We don't need a big guy like that anymore. We don't. Yeah, the wide receiver room is super impressive. Listen to what I just said. Omarion Miller, Joseph Williams, Draylon Miller, Cam Michael, Quentin Gibson, Quinnell Farrakhan, Adrian Wilson. I like where we're at. I like where we're at. And yes, we do have tight ends. We have Atkins. We have Leisure. We have all of, we have much more coming next year. We do. Guarantee Shedeur won't make it in the NFL. He won't process well enough. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think Caleb's a bust. Steep learning curve, especially going to play for Chicago right now. Joseph Williams is going to be a star. Yeah, he could be our top guy. And Timmons, I always forget. I'm sorry, Troy. I'm sorry. Timmons too. And Timmons says he's coming back, but you know how that is. Question: If you had to bet money, where do you think Travis and Shedeur are going in the NFL? Shedeur's going to the Giants. That's a given, 100%. Guarantee it. Draft order. I don't remember who's in the draft order. Let's see. 5 days ago, where do we got? Okay, New York Giants at 1. Travis could go to the New England Patriots, if I'm being honest. If they're number 2, yeah, Travis is either going 2 or 3 to the Patriots or Jacksonville. They don't need quarterbacks. Both the Patriots and Jacksonville Jaguars are good at quarterback, so I could see Travis going to one of them. And I actually like both those teams for Travis. I would love to see him in New England. I would. People have to understand that Shedeur needed a solid, consistent offensive line. He had an O-line like Cam in Miami. He would have shined even more. What's crazy is they have similar stats. And yet Shedeur didn't have time and Cam had time. But nobody's going to talk about that. Nobody's going to talk about the fact that the stats were very similar, even though Shedeur and Cam, similar stats. Similar stats. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. No, he won't struggle. He won't. I think it's actually going to help him. I really do. That's not going to be the problem. Let's see. Trevor Lawrence can play too. Fans act like he's okay. No, I know. Can you imagine? I would love seeing Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter together. And they better put him on offense. They better. Well, Northside, BYU also develops guys because they're literally playing 30-year-old men on the team. You got to remember that as a religious school, they get a lot of people post-mission who come to college afterwards and play football. They have guys who commit and don't join the team for 2 years. Of course they develop. And they keep guys because you go to BYU for that purpose. You do. BYU's no slouch, guys. This game against BYU showed that we need more linebackers to cover big, aggressive trench players. That's true. Sure has a weak arm, didn't throw to Hunter wide open, was there in the Alamo Dome. Yeah. Similar stats, but don't forget, Shedeur doesn't give up on his team. There it is. I like what I saw from Isaiah Harge this year. That kid a lot more. He has so much talent, very fast. Yeah. Guys, think of the playmakers, Coach Barry. Think of the playmakers that we have. I mean, you could put out there like 5 guys who probably have sub 4.3 running speed. Quentin Gibson, Isaiah Harge, Cam Michael, Draylon Miller. You could put them all in there and run all sorts of crazy plays. Let's get creative next year. Oh, yeah, Coach Barry. Yeah. Go look it up. It's a big thing. Yeah. BYU, because of, the religious background with, Mormonism, Mormons post-high school go on 2-year missions before they go to college. So a lot of BYU football players end up being actually a lot older, stronger, bigger. They just are more mature and then develop, and they stay with the team longer. They really do. It's why BYU has had the success that it has for a football team. They're not getting 5-star recruits, but they're still having some decent seasons here and there where it shows up. Seriously. It's going to get worse with the new JUCO rules. 30-year-olds playing college football coming soon. It's true. We probably will see that. The weak age excuse has been used for years. If true, then BYU best team every year. No. The forgotten man. You don't get it. You're all or nothing with this comment. They make up for a lack of skill, meaning players that are top dogs, those 4-star, athletic, unbelievable playmakers, they make up for it with maturity, strength. I always talk about this as a coach. There's a couple types of teams. There are your skilled teams. There are your non-skilled teams, and the only way you can make up for that skill gap and difference is you work harder and you're tougher and you're more physical than the skilled team. BYU has been that way. Okay? BYU has been that way. They make up for a lack of skill at certain positions and times to be a really good team. Because they do. They have guys who are there a lot longer, and they stay. Whether or not you do the 2-year, whether you come straight there, you're going to stay because you're most likely going to BYU for a specific reason. That's all. That's why. Any update who being targeted and who offered by C in the portal? We don't have anything just yet. This bowl game has to get over, and then we'll see what happens after that. BYU fan, I need A-Rod gone, a better offensive coordinator that won't call stupid trick plays. McKinley, it was fun. It would be fun as a BYU fan. I wouldn't be too mad. I think it was a great called game. I liked the creativity. And I'm sure the players did too. That says a lot to the players and what you believe in them. I get that, but Morris, averages average out, right? You just said the average is 6 months over the average, right? That still means there's older guys that are even more than 6 months. And then they still do get some young guys. Like, it evens it out. If you said the average was under the average age, then I might say, okay, well, maybe there's not as many. But that kind of proves the point. BYU is a good program. Yeah, I 100% respect for them. And I love their head coach. I love what he did. I do. I really do. When's the next portal? The next full portal opening isn't until the spring. I think it's like April. I think so. BYU hasn't been relevant until Lavelle Edwards. I've heard it all, and it has never been proven. Okay, whatever. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. BYU is half 25-plus-year-olds. Our Buffs will have all the talent they need in every position this coming season. Buffs are going to get more dogs to come before season start. I want at least 3 more linebackers. We're going to get more guys. Okay, that's where the next step is. That's where we're moving to. That's where we're going to be covering all of that stuff throughout this offseason, is we're going to be looking at the players that we're about to bring in. And guys, we are about to bring in a lot of players. Okay, we are about to bring in a lot. It's going to be fine. Everything will be okay. Don't worry. Like, let's take a deep breath now. Let's relax from here. Highway, I would agree. I would say so. I don't know what she said. BYU and the Buffs looking good in the portal. Not a lot of people leaving. Looks like both programs have good retention. Yeah, so far so good. We'll see what happens this week if anybody leaves Colorado. Coach Prime did say that there are some players hitting the portal this week that are hiding it from him, but he knows. So, okay. If you really, you have no clue if you're going to compare him to Jamarcus Russell. No clue. Okay. Jamarcus Russell literally stopped working out and gained like 50 pounds and was completely out of shape. That's a terrible, comparison. You could go with a Johnny Manziel. You could go with a lot of other quarterbacks. Jamarcus Russell's not the one that you compare anyone to. Do you guys truly believe Coach Prime is a good game coach? Just curious, no hate. I do. And I think we're going to find out how good it is. Okay. I'm willing to wait and see. I really am. Yep. He will dip soon. Yeah, he's not dipping this year, guys. Keep talking, because literally right before the game, they were talking about his extension contract that's being worked out right now. So there. Yeah, they're going to lose some good players in the portal. Not because of this. We're just going to lose some players. Wasn't so cocky. Okay. You don't understand culture. You don't understand college football. Don't understand any of that stuff. If that's what you're saying. Coach Prime is learning. Yep. Bring a legit quarterback. Salter and Juju still need work. Bring in 3 other. No, we don't need another quarterback. Salter is the guy if he's going to be the guy. Just look at it. Oh, yeah. I've been watching tons of film on Salter. Trust me. He can be the guy next year if we need him to. Yeah. Terrell keeps saying he's not going to enter the transfer portal. He, Dallin, Hank, Moore will enter. Most likely. Is he 0-4? I thought he's 0-3. Because he didn't make a bowl game last year. He was at Jackson for 2 years. Then Colorado for 2 years. Been to bowl games 3 years. Mathin. Ian Massey just hit the portal. Did he play at all? No, he didn't. He was a practice squad player. Did he really hit the portal? I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, by the way, Buffton Prime is going to be talking about the fact that was not Pat's offense, just to let you guys know that this is not. Pat's offenses have been heavier personnel and completely different schemes. Yeah. He runs 2 tight ends. He runs under center. This has never been Pat's offense. Okay, so Tennessee wide receiver hit the portal. I haven't seen anything on Ian Massey yet. Let me know where you guys are seeing that, if that happened or what's going to happen. Go watch Salter's game tape. This kid's a dog. You'll be able to evaluate game tape, man. Yep. Salter is the man. Yeah, Prime has learned every year. He's changing the way he does things every year. He's literally been coaching for 4 years. Like, what? You'll see. Did Arch Manning like sitting for a year? Did Tennessee's quarterback like sitting for a year? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we really do. We need some more O-lines. We need to really pay up for that. It was literally Liberty versus Oregon. Like, what do you expect? You got to look. It's not just, that matchup. Look at Shador against Oregon. Yet Shador is considered a top draft pick in the NFL. No matter what you say, the fact of the matter is scouts see him as a top draft pick. But he wasn't great against Oregon either. So please tell me how that works when I've literally watched all of Salter's tape for the last 2 years. The guy has it. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. Y'all better off starting Juju. We'll see. I know. They are. Yeah, they are. I mean, we're gonna have to Northside. We need offensive linemen. We can't get them elsewhere. I mean, we've got freshmen coming in, but they're not going to be ready. We cannot start Chauncey and Cardi. So, okay. Question: would you be willing to grade our coaching staff for the year? Okay. Robert Livingston, I'm gonna give him a B+, A-. That's what I would give him. The offense, it's hard because again, I don't think it's Shermer's offense. I'll give it a C just because I wish he could have taken more over. And been able to do that. I'll give him a pass till next year. So he gets a passing grade until next year. But yeah, Livingston, B+, A-. Like, he did what he needed to do. He learned some things throughout the season. He talked about it. He said that. He said he learned things. He talked to people. He figured out different ways of doing it. Like, we ran man pretty much all the time. And then as the season went on third down, we ran more zone, and that helped at times. So, yeah. Troy, I agreed. I think just give him a pass. Give him a pass. It's not a fail because it's not him. So that's where I think we're at. I agree. I do agree. Chauncey, I think Chauncey is ready if he needed to. We'll have to see. It's hard to have older O-line that can't play and dominate in the field. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Corners were good. Yeah, I would say that. And Mario, I talked about this earlier. You probably missed it. Jordan Seaton overperformed this year, guys. Like, he is a freshman and we forget. Yeah, I saw that with Buffed and Prime, but of course what do you think? He's going to not defend his brother? Not defend what's going on? I'm just saying, go watch Pat Shurmur's career as a coach and tell me that this is his offense. Yeah. Yep. Sherman was a good patch till next year. Yeah, we'll see what happens next year. We'll see what happens in this offseason. We'll see what we do with the players. We'll see, what's happening. That's just where it is. That's where it's at. Unfortunately, this is how it ends. This is, the way that this isn't how we wanted it to end. Jamarcus Russell was behind the LSU line, but what was he in the NFL? Or are you talking about Buff sucks? Like, the guy's name, and talking about Jamarcus Russell. Okay. Seaton will be great. Still bummed Oregon didn't land him. Well, Seaton is the best. Yep. Lack of O-line able to run and lack of just trying to run, guys. Again, just an FYI. Colorado recruits going to pan out. Yes, they are going to pan out. Some of them do. But again, I'm a CU fan. Just FYI. Been a CU fan for a long time. Yeah, you're right. Understand. You can't see the kid's talent. I don't know if you see others or not, but Salter, you're way off point and just not seeing that this kid is a destroyer. Just watch. Yeah. So, it is what it is. It's unfortunate this is how we had to end it, guys. But hey, it's not the end. It's not the full end for us. We're going to still be here. We're going to still, be moving on to the next year. We're going to be looking forward to the future. Let's take what happened today. Let's sleep on it tonight. And tomorrow we look forward to the future. We look forward to the future buffs and what's going to happen. We look at, what's going to happen. We've got a lot of young, great players coming in that we forget. We have still got a lot of portal players that we have to add. Guys, we do. We have the space. A lot of teams are having to get rid of players because they're over the roster size. The roster size is shrinking next year. The roster size is shrinking next year, guys. And so, there it is, Northside. Appreciate you with the super sticker. I wish I could read it. It just says super sticker. But thank you again for the cup of coffee. I appreciate all you guys again, all season long. Not to get all, sentimental on you guys, but I do. I appreciate all of you guys for joining me. I appreciate even the non-fans, even the fans of other teams that came in, even the fans that talk smack all season. We appreciate you. It's all part of it. That's what makes sports great. And I just appreciate the fact that you guys let me do this. You support me in this. You send the super chats. You watch the shows. You watch the videos. I love it. I appreciate that so much about you guys. It's been a fun and awesome season. It really has. It's been entertaining. If I went back to last spring and listed out everything that happened this season, I would be happy with what happened. Obviously, in the moment, it's harder to look at that, but we improved to 9-3. We were tied for first place in the conference. We made it to our bowl game. We got the top quarterback recruit coming to Colorado. Okay. We got another number of high school recruits that are really great, that are going to be very impactful. Travis Hunter won the Heisman. Like, so many highlights to this season that we just can't, look over. We really can't. So, that's where we're at. I appreciate all you guys, especially. I really do. And so, it's going to be great. Where the spring game will be right around the corner. The fact that we got a couple extra weeks of the season is great. That helps, with the time in between. We'll have the NFL draft, the combine coming. We'll be watching that, to be watching not only Shador and Travis, but also the other guys, LeJonte, Cam, BJ, all those guys, to see where they go in the draft. We'll be cheering that on. I'll be covering all of that stuff for you guys, because we want to talk about our Buffs, because they are now officially and forever will be Buffaloes because of their, alma mater now. So, that's where we're at. That's where we're, and buddy, you forgot it too. The Baylor win. I mean, God, the Hail Mary. I got to go to the Oklahoma State game and see them just completely annihilate Oklahoma State. So yeah, we've set the new standard. We're moving forward. There's new guys coming in, and that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Michael, I think it's an open competition. It's between Salter and Juju. That's about all I can say. We're in year 2 of a 4-year plan. Be patient. Yeah, let's see where we're at after 4 years. Really. Let's truly do. Let's not forget, CU got the top transfer portal guys out the spring. Transfer portal, some came in the fall, but the toughest ones came in the spring. Yeah, Nikai Hill-Green, LeJonte Wester, BJ Green came later, I believe. So, a lot of our better portal players that really showed up this year and performed for Colorado came later. So we still have a lot of time left, guys. We really do. He might, he doesn't have a scholarship. So, maybe Colorado gives him a scholarship and he hangs around. Maybe he jumps. No idea. Yeah, no idea. But Trickster's got it. We get a rematch with BYU next year. I love it. I love it. I really do. We get them in Boulder. Let's see what happens. Hopefully the team, the returning players and, the guys on the sidelines, come back with a little chip ready to go and take it to them after this game. I'll appreciate that. But again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of the super chats tonight. Average highlights, Brooklyn boy, Keith, Danny, Coach Barry, Northside coming through with the $1.99. Really, really appreciate you guys so very much for all that you guys do, for coming in, being some of the original OG people, for donating to this channel. Again, it's just funny that I get to do this and get to be here doing this. So absolutely love this and appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to keep doing this. We got all off season. So I think I'm going to call it a night, before we continue the crash out, before we just keep doing this. Let's move on, guys. Wake up tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. We will figure it out together, and things will probably be better. Okay? We will probably be better. So, as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you have liked this video, please, please, please. And of course that you're subscribed. I'm trying to get to 4,000 by the beginning of the new year. I'm trying to see where we're at now. Ooh, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. About 150 subscribers away. Coach Barry, I am sorry. I'm glad you didn't bet a lot. I probably wouldn't have bet a lot on this game either. I said it was going to be close. I said it was going to come down the trenches. And sure enough, that's what happened. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back sometime this week to talk portal. If any breaking news happens, of course, now that the season's over, we'll see if there's any big changes, any players leaving, any coaches leaving. Whatever happens, we will talk about it and have shows breaking that down, breaking that information and news. So make sure you stay tuned in. Until next time, as always and forever, no matter what, even when we lose, I will always say, Sko Buffs.